Hi and good morning, everybody, and welcome to my desk. I've had a lot of questions about specifically the singular greenhouse design that I have come up with for everybody. Although the design itself does allow it to be built on a larger scale, I've also included a design, of course, for the personal and individual use. So I've had a lot of questions about like how does it work, what does it need, and all this sort of thing. So I'm gonna try and get through it pretty quickly. So hopefully this isn't like a crazy long video for everybody. But for those of you that are interested, the deck-sized greenhouse essentially comes with framing materials that would allow you to build it on your deck. And I traditionally have made it so that it's a 4x4 structure on the deck that is liftable, removable. So, I mean, once it's put down, if you have to take it up in a couple of years, whatever it is, move it, that's all able to do, okay? And then it's put together with white corrugated plastic on the exterior. You get a solar powered kit that will keep the lights and the pumps going. You will get 2 hydroponic towers. So these are essentially big long towers that are rough, and they can be anywhere from like 4.5 to 6 feet. The ones with this system are the larger of the two, so they're roughly 6 feet. They also allow you to grow a variety of vegetation. So with hydroponic towers, what they do is they have a water tank at the bottom, essentially a very small one, that pumps water up through to the top and lets it flow back down, and it gets the plants. Now the plants are in a rock wool, so they're not in soil. So their root system is allowed to absorb that water straight to keep them hydrated and keep them producing. So at the bottom of your tower, if you wanted to do cauliflower, and then let's say 2 rows up you wanted to do broccoli, and 3 rows up you wanted to do cabbage, and you have that option with this system. So you're not stuck with, I have 1 tower, so I've got to grow all one thing. That's not how that works. So you would be lucky to be able to, let's say, red peppers, and I mean, keep in mind you want to grow vegetables together that harmonize together. So if you have, for example, I believe it is, we'll go with red peppers and tomatoes. If you grow them together, they are a happy bunch. So, you know, look at crops like that you know that in a tower where you can grow a multitude or a singular, what would be happiest together. Okay, so that's with the hydroponic towers. You would also get a set of lights. You would also get some timers. You would also get 2 25-liter water tanks, and 1 tank is to allow water to come into. So essentially what you would do is this tank would be collecting rainwater and or snow. It would filter it through, and I have a 2 filter system that I've designed for this water program for the growing. So it would filter through into the tank, then a pump would pump it through into a secondary tank where it would be utilized by your plants, and then spread out. So with the hydroponic towers, you could then use that water to fill each tower and keep it going if you notice it's getting a bit low, but those towers do keep circulating their water. So you're not left filling them up constantly. And again, it'll depend what the crops and the roots need too, so you'll want to keep an eye on its levels. You'll also get the filtering materials and a testing kit for the water. So once every 6 weeks, you're going to probably have to change those filters. And I've designed it in such a way that you don't actually have to change the entire filter itself, just what you need in the filter. So you would pop them out, change them out, clean out your tanks, put them back in, and then go ahead and filter water through them again. And the testing kit would allow you to test in the secondary tank to see that your water is still at its optimal levels for concentration and no contaminants, so that your plants are getting maximum growth potential. Okay? Also, You will be getting the ability to grow year round. So this doesn't prevent you, like, having this system is really great in the sense that, you know, if you're struggling with paying for groceries every month, and like I've said before, the average family of three spends every month $270 just on produce. So if you were able to save yourself that $270 every month, by the end of the year, you would have $3,000. So this kit, although $2,500 itself, um, you're spending more on your produce in the first year than you would on buying this kit. Then it potentially saves you every year that you're growing thereafter. The solar power system comes with a 5-year warranty, so you would never have to worry about maintenance or anything of that nature. The building itself is a very nice light structure, so it doesn't add any extravagant weight to decks and or exterior areas. Or again, if you wanted to put it even in your kitchen, you had this space, you could do it and grow year round as well. You would just have to have an area where you could face your solar panels so that it would collect the rays that you need to keep your greenhouse going. So again, with these things in mind, this greenhouse was the idea child for self-sustaining growth. So you're not going to be using any of your household electric or water in order to be able to provide for the growth of this product for your greenhouse. And it allows you to not only be able to save money and grow your own vegetation, but I think the importance behind this is food sovereignty. A big part of this is we're going to go through some times now, and we're already seeing in the media and everywhere else where, you know, things are going to get shaky food-wise. So to do this now before things go that route and get really bad, probably be a lifesaver at some point, just saying. So how it all works. Okay, so now you know what you're getting in your kit, right? So how it all works is essentially what you would do is you would put in your order, you would pay for your kit, and in 5 to 7 business days, I would have all the materials because I do not house like a warehouse. So essentially, I would be ordering everybody's materials and building everybody's greenhouse as the project comes. So you need 5 to 7 business days, and this is mostly for the solar equipment to make it here. And make sure that it, you know, I don't have to send it back or anything of that nature. So basically, I'm giving myself that leeway. Keeping in mind that all the products I'm providing for this system are Canadian and local. So I don't go outside of our country for anything. And I want to support Canada and Manitoba by doing so. So that's a part of my Canadian Growing Initiative in this greenhouse idea. So yeah, you have that ability, and in 5 to 7 business days, once I have all your materials together for your greenhouse, you will then be scheduled an appointment. So once I know, so here's how it goes. You put in your order, you pay for your kit. Once you've done that, you will get a confirmation email stating, yes, your kit has been acknowledged and ordered, and here's your timeline expected. Here are the available dates for your setup. And then either myself or someone that I would train would come to your home and set this up for you. And while setting up, they would give you a tutorial. So whether you're there at the beginning of the setup or whether you're there at the end would be an important thing if you wanted to get all the information. Now, I am going to be setting up a pamphlet that will go with this. So that way, when you get your kit, if you don't necessarily have the time to be there with your tech when they're setting up, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You would have a pamphlet, of course, to refer to any questions that you may have. Also, email me back and asking any questions you may have is also a fantastic way to learn about your greenhouse if you needed to. Aside from that, I have a 2-side initiative. So on one part of this, I'm definitely putting together and selling kits to local people in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Starting Winnipeg, Manitoba, because this is where I'm based. So this is a new entrepreneurial ship in terms of food sustainability for everybody. So I'm kind of excited. With that being said, the second part of that is I don't want anybody to ever feel like they couldn't have this because of the cost. It is costly and I mean, well worth it, but it is costly to set up and bring. So with that in mind, I am putting together what I am calling the Green Heart List. And the Green Heart List is designed to support local people who want the greenhouse but can't afford it. So your sponsorship towards an individual would give them the ability to have this greenhouse even though they couldn't afford it. So definitely keep that in mind. And there's no set rate for giving to the Green Heart List. I mean, ideally, if you could provide somebody with a greenhouse setup, that would be amazing and a miracle. But whatever you could give to the Green Heart List would be very much appreciated because every little bit counts, right? So at the end of, however long it takes me to develop enough money to pay for a singular setup for a family in need or an individual in need, then that's what the Green Heart List is for. For you other people that want to join in on the Green Heart List because you want the system, you definitely need it, but you can't afford it. I'm going to put my email at the bottom of this. So it's the Trix Rabbit email, and it belongs to, of course, Trix the Rabbit all across social media. So definitely email it and just say, I want to be on the Green Heart List. And just give me your name, your phone number, and your email to start off with. And when I have the availability, because as soon as I have that, I'll just put you on the list. You're automatically on the list. So if you give me that information, there you are. You're on the Green Heart List. Just make sure to specify. So you would be put there, and once I have enough for you to receive a greenhouse, you would be then contacted and set up with an appointment for your greenhouse to be installed as well. Okay, so yeah, that is the nuts and bolts of this idea. That is pretty much how we go about setting it up for the individual here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It is a local initiative, so I ask everybody to dig deep and support and either get a greenhouse for yourself, which I would be ecstatic to see, or give to the Green Heart List so that those that don't have the money can still have one. And that would be awesome as well. So yeah, that is sort of my start off of the Q&A of the Greenhouse Initiative for Dex and for the individual. If you have any further questions, if you want to know anything more, again, the Trix email address will be put here for you all, and you are all more than welcome to email me with your questions, with your coming onto the list, or whether you want a greenhouse for yourself, or whatever that may be. So until next time, everybody, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for all your support and your love. Winnipeg, Manitoba, we rock, do we not? Until next time, everybody. Peace.